Mastrop and Sennheiser have teamed up to create the ultimate PC gaming headset. The PC37X combines ultra comfort with superior functionality with plush velvet ear cups and a noise-canceling microphone. The angled drivers deliver clear, natural sound that can normally only be found in much more expensive headphones. At $119.99 and with fast shipping available, these headphones are an excellent choice for gamers who need session-long comfort and high-fidelity sound. Check out the link below for more information. Hey y'all, Moses here. We didn't just receive them. We saw some leaked patch notes earlier today from a Japanese site. We have now received just a few minutes ago the official patch notes for the number 3 test server update. For those wondering, the test server is supposed to be live right now, so it'll probably be coming up in the next couple of hours, but it's going to be live for 2 days until it's announced next week when the next test phase will occur. So it looks like they're continuing to roll out changes in a measured fashion, and the regions and modes that will be available are the first and third person game modes. So I'm going to go over the patch notes. I'll try and splice in some gameplay if I can, but for right now, we're just going to read the patch notes together and go from there. So the first thing out of the gate is that on this test build, you will be continuing to test out vaulting and climbing. There has been some slight changes to the system, but there are some changes to the mechanics. So let's dive right into the notes. So optimization, everyone's favorite thing. Optimized character animations, added levels of detail to further optimize weapon rendering for long distance. Optimized various world objects, optimized various UI elements, and optimized the sea by reducing wave effects. Decrease the terrain loading time and decrease the memory usage of characters. So that should add to some optimization. Sounds pretty good. Very general in a couple of senses there. Maybe they optimized the window bars out of the windows, if we can only hope. Animations. Additional vaulting animations for objects with a height of approximately 60 centimeters or lower when holding down the shift key, and greatly reduce the jacket coat clipping issue when moving an ADS while leaning. Okay, so that's a little quality of life thing. Reduce the hit damage for hands and feet and increase the hit damage on thighs. Now, this is a little graphic here. Hopefully you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at here, but I'll kind of explain what I can see here. So it looks like they've put in a weapon damage model thing here. So hit area damage is the chart. It has a ton of different information. Okay, so I'll try and go through the simple stuff here. So 110% damage for the chest, 100% for the shoulders, 100% for the stomach, 90% for the belt area, and 100% below the I think this is maybe hit area. So it says hit area damage, but essentially it looks like chest and headshots are where you want to be aiming. 50% on the arms and thighs. Upper arm area is 60%. I'll leave a link to this. You guys can look at the the chart for yourself. So it looks like this is just so maybe this is just the baseline damage. So looking at below that, there are some modifiers for different weapons. Pistols do 200% damage to the head, 150% for the shotguns, 230% for rifles and machine guns. Same with the sniper, same with the marksman rifle. So the DMR and the sniper rifles do 250% for a headshot. So I think some consistency there. I think there has been some changes, but I'm just looking at a chart right now. So as far as I can understand, it'll be a hit model where like a neck shot does 75% damage. So ultimately, it appears as though there will be a little bit more realistic damage modeling in the game for different hits. We'll see how that actually works. A lot of issues that games have is that arm shots will obscure chest shots and kind of hurt you on damage. It's like that in Battlefield 1, but for now, this looks like a more complex damage system that it will ultimately, provide a little bit more realism and maybe not make it so much harder to kill people, but make it a little bit more fair for those who can place their shots properly to do more damage. So the healing period for bandages has been reduced to 4.5 seconds from 8.5 seconds. The casting time and the amount of health restored are the same as before. So the heal over time effective bandages has been halved or had 4 seconds shaved off of it. So the amount of health is the same, except the benefit you get from it is now faster. So bandages are essentially getting a buff from the sounds of it. So I should say, maybe I said that wrong. The healing period of bandages has been reduced to 4.5 seconds from 8.5 seconds. So you get the healing effect of bandages faster now. Players can now parachute and land on certain areas that were not previously accessible, including the outskirts of the island. So the parachute distance has been increased. That should alleviate some of the chokes on certain areas of the map. I guess that will be then in turn affected by the initial circle. If you parachute really far away, you might get screwed by the circle twice as hard. Added markings for zeroing distance on the 15x scope. The reticle texture, so the sprite for the 15x scope has been changed. Added a new 4x reticle for the 7.62 weapon. So this was something that Wacky Jackie brought up in a video, how the 7.62 was inaccurate with the 4x scope. That should hopefully alleviate that. So the 4x might look different with the 7.62 weapons. I wonder, and I guess we'll find this out soon, if the reticle will look more like the like the standard issue Dragunov kind of VSS looking 4x. That's possible, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Added a new 4x reticle for sniper and SMG weapons as well. Interesting. So the 4x will look different depending on the weapon it is attached to. The 4x sniper and the SMG will look different. And added a blur effect outside of the scope. So that's very, very important. That's a little change, but it actually has a lot of effect on the game. A lot of people, including myself, use the sides of the scopes to kind of get a look at people without looking directly down the scope. You can do that with any sight, including the red dots and 2X's and stuff like that. Not so much the scopes, but definitely with the red dot, you can use it as a kind of a free binocular effect essentially, but right now it's going to be blurred outside that area, so that'll be less easy to do, if not less detailed. So bullets now penetrate water based on the velocity of the projectile. This is a big one. People have been asking for this for forever. I think this has something to do with the fact that the rivers were deepened. Now bullets will now penetrate water. So camping in water is now, I think, a thing of the past. The faster the bullet velocity, the more shallow the penetration. So the faster the velocity, the more shallow the penetration. Okay, cool. I think maybe it gets further into the water. I don't know. It doesn't really sound like that, but maybe that's just bad wording. Either way, you can shoot into water now and potentially kill people. Hooray. Lowered the camera position when proning in third person. That should alleviate some of the third person prone camping, which makes sense because that's cheap as hell. I don't play third person anymore, so it doesn't really matter. Decrease the firing rate of the SKS and the Mini 14. Thanks, Shroud. Thanks for abusing the SKS to the point where they had to nerf it. Increase the sprinting speed while holding the DMR in your hands. So now you run as fast as with the sniper rifle, or the Mini and the SKS, as you do with an assault rifle. And they have decreased the recoil for the Mark 14. Okay, cool. 8X and 15X scopes cannot be attached to the M16A now. Oh, you can't abuse the M16 with the 8X. Oh man, that's a pretty big change too. The 8X can no longer be attached to the M16A. I guess they're kind of forcing you to use the SKS now. All right, fair enough. Or the Mini. Maybe make some disparity there. So there's some new weapons. The DP28 machine gun, the dinner plate 28 as they call it, and the AUG-03. So I mentioned this on Twitter earlier today. The DP28 is a 7.62 47 round magazine. Sights and a 4X scope can be attached. It has a low firing rate, but a long effective range with high damage. So 7.62 assault rifle, better than the AK, same as the AK, who is to say? But either way, it sounds like you can put a sight on it and that's it. It does have a bipod on it. I don't know if the bipod will necessarily be effective, but the AUG will be obtained in the care packages. It is a variant of the bullpup assault rifle with a 30-round magazine and 40 rounds when extended. It has a high muzzle velocity, high rate of fire, and low vertical recoil. So this sounds like the 5.56 variant of the Groza. Fair enough. Car 98 will no longer be included in care packages. World spawn rate of Car 98 will remain the same. Hooray! I've been mentioning this for quite some time. And good to see that the Car 98 will no longer be in care packages. The UI has been refreshed slightly. It looks like the squad indicators for health and whatnot is going to be in the lower left part of the screen rather than the top left, which makes a lot of sense. The kill feed has been relocated from what appears to be permanently to the top right. So I don't know if it's still an option, but it looks like the kill feed is now the top right. Applied a new font for English, improved the designs for in-game HUD, option window, inventory menu screen, and system message box. Cool. So a HUD refresh. Improved the solo and team play UI. Moved health bars of team members from the top left corner to the bottom left corner. Changed the colors and markings in the minimap, world map, and team list UI. Added indicators for team members to check their status, vehicle, parachuting, alive or dead, down but not out, connection status, etc. So it'll give you more information as to what the status of your teammates are. Improve the interaction on the HUD. If there is no more room left in the backpack, the font will turn red to show that items cannot be picked up. Okay, quality of life change. I like it. Improve the minimap and the world map. Decrease the saturation of the minimap to further emphasize formation of team members. To further emphasize information of team members. Adjusted the colors of the world map to increase visibility of markers and other information, and players can check team members' FOV direction through the world map and the minimap. So you can see where team members are looking on the minimap. That's pretty cool. When team members get on the same vehicle, a single indicator will appear, so it won't all stack up on top of each other like it used to. Fairly just little UI tweaks. Nothing too world-changing there. I think some of that information will definitely be easier to interpret now. But the kill log is now in the top right corner like I mentioned, I should say. Modified the design of the health bar to show the point for 75%. The bar will not turn red when health is below 75%. Cool. Added the Killcam feature. So this is a huge one as well. Now, this is like something that has been asked for forever. Added a Killcam feature that can now be found in settings. Now players can check Killcams in the results screen. For duo and squad modes, Killcam can be checked after all team members have died. So, I mean, it's not a revolutionary feature by any stretch, but it'll definitely make solo a little bit more, or maybe a little bit less infuriating. I don't know. It depends how the servers are running. But either way, you'll be able to see who has killed you and from where. Welcome to 2017 PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. We love it. Changed the lobby music. Improved the vehicle engine sounds. Added a sound that will be played around the edge of the blue zone. Oh, like a wow. I bet that's what it sounds like. Wow. When you're coming into the zone or around the, or maybe it's just like crackling, like lightning. Bzz, 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 bzz. I'm not a sound engineer. I'm sorry. Added 3 different sound effects for the red zone. Sounds of bombs being released. Sounds of bombs falling. And sounds of bombs exploding. Okay, so the red zone will now sound more varied and potentially better. Added sounds when characters jump into water. Sound will be different based on the speed. Oh, that's cool. Added 4 languages for those that care about that. Bug fixes. Fixed camera jittering for passengers sitting on the back of a motorcycle with a sidecar. Fixed the issue where animations are not played when bandages are used consecutively. And removed the pink circle that appeared on certain buildings when parachuting. They've also fixed the issue where shooting was possible when vaulting and greatly reduced the blurriness of the reticle while in ADS mode. Okay, cool. So that's a lot of stuff. Not a ton of stuff. Well, I mean, on its own, that's a pretty big patch. But in conjunction with the first changes, that's a lot of stuff. Hopefully the optimization is a lot better, especially when it comes to like the early game. I think that the tick rate of the servers is still kind of to blame with the early game lag, but maybe they'll get to a point where they can increase the tick rate. But either way, we have 2 new weapons. That's huge. We have localized damage on a body. That's huge. The bandaging changes, definitely. The scope change. There's actually... This is a patch, man. This is a big patch, so there's lots of stuff going on. Decreased the firing rate of the SKS and the Mini 14. Hopefully they increased the bullet speed. At least on the SKS. Maybe they equalized them or something, but I know in the previous test server, the SKS felt a little bit better. Bullet penetration of water. That's one of the many, many highlights. So you can check the link to this in the description if you want to read it for yourself. I'm definitely interested to see how the new machine gun / AR, whatever they're calling it, handles in the game. It looks kind of like it might be in the AR class, 47 rounds. Maybe it's an LMG. I don't really know how they're classifying it. Low firing rate, but a long effective range and high damage. I'm down. I'm down for some more 7.62. The new UI, that'll be interesting as well. Shit. If the server's up right now, maybe I'll check right now and put some footage in there for you. Either way, that's it. I'm gonna try and jump on the test server and get some footage together. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think of this patch? What do you think of the changes that have just come in? And what are you looking forward to the most? that's kind of it for now. I guess I'll see you guys on the test server for the next couple of days. Solo and squad are available. No duos. But yeah, thanks guys. I'll have some footage out for you tomorrow. Okay, bye.